adjourn, and I call the honourable member for Riverina.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Scott Braid is one of the dealer principals of the long-established family firm Waggamotus, and I've known Scott for many, many years. Knew his father and have always respected this wonderful family company, wonderful, wonderful business, who've put the wheels under so many people in the Riverina. And knowing Scott as I do, it takes a bit to get him worked up. But let me tell you, he is worked up about the new vehicle efficiency standards and the new push towards electric vehicles. He said to me that he remembered when the member for Cook mentioned a few years ago that a stringent EV push without accompanying infrastructure would kill people's long weekend, and he said that statement is relevant again. Moreover, one of the challenges is that EVs are not fit for purpose for most people, especially tradesmen, is what Mr Braid had to say. I'm not denying the need for a greener pathway, but the consumer, i.e. those who vote, need a practical, financial and convenient reason to change. A financial stick isn't the answer, in my opinion. And he said this, and we really need to listen to the words of someone with the business acumen and experience of Mr Braid. As I say, people want to hug trees, but they want to hug their wallet and lifestyle more. Now, as I say, we should listen to people like him. He is really concerned. He sits on, as he said, the Isuzu Ute Council, which clearly is one brand that could be potentially, significantly impacted by this. I had a meeting recently, and whilst they won't disclose where they're going with this, they are alarmed by the expediency of this policy and the potential of all the profit going in the first 12 months and then questioning their viability in the Australian marketplace. I put out a media release and he was responding to that. He said that it is really penalising regional-based people more than metropolitan-based people. I know the caravan world is up in arms, he said, as well, because it is pretty much hitting their target audience of people who get a four-wheel drive to go driving around the country. And a couple of people on the border who say, what about the boomers who are all retiring and they all retire to travel around Australia in their caravans? He quite correctly asked, where does that leave them? This could well and truly put a handbrake on that, and then what does that do to their mental health? It's a good question. It's a very relevant question. This is what they have pinned on their fridge. They're looking forward to it. It's something that I'm not catastrophising too much, but is going to scuttle those immediate plans. It's practical, everyday people, such as Mr Braid, who we should be thinking of, who the Minister for Climate should be listening to, instead of, as he so often does, just talk down at these people who are just worried about the practical realities for regional Australians of this push towards EV and indeed the new vehicle efficiency standards. Now, as I say, I put out a media release last week. Labor's car tax set to punish regional Australians. I recommend you read it, because the Albanese government has plans to jack up prices of Australia's most popular cars and utes as part of its proposed new vehicle efficiency standards and its push towards EVs. And a lot has been made of the tradies and the utes, but it's also those people who want these vehicles for their family cars. Despite Australians facing a cost of living crisis, Labor has taken upon itself to recklessly pursue these standards, and they will hike the cost of brand new cars and utes. They will. There's no question. And whilst I appreciate that the Minister in question time today talked about the US situation and how it didn't push prices up, we will remind him of that clip when indeed they do push the price up. Since coming to government, Labor has cost a worker earning $85,000 per year more than $7,600 in lost purchasing power. And now we've got this. People are worried. They're particularly worried in regional Australia, where they have to drive more, and they were the people who carried us carried the economy through COVID, and they're the ones who are being whacked over and over and over again by this government.
The